action. How will all of these overnight cues impact our own markets? We have our research team now joining in with the trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and of course the FNO setup as well. First up, Vivek joins in to get the market cues this morning. Vivek, good morning. What's the setup looking like today?
Well, good morning. Thanks to overnight global cues, which are very strong. US markets ended heavy, in the green, and you actually saw the tech-heavy Nasdaq doing very well, 2.6% higher. Possible rate cut is something that lifted the sentiment. However, one thing to keep in mind was that overnight oil prices spiked up on the back of geopolitical tensions. Brent prices are almost 2.7% higher, and that was something where now Brent crude is trading about the $88.5 a barrel mark. Indian markets, yesterday was another day of a near miss when you're seeing the 25,000 level. So that is something that the market participants will be excited about. Along with that, one thing to realize is that the mid-cap and the small-cap end of the markets continue to do very well. Mid-cap index outperformed, continued. Mid-cap index ended about the 59,000 level. So that's something that's very, very strong. Our market breadth yesterday was slightly neutral. Advance decline ratio largely, 1:1. That was something that we saw. And mid-cap pharma yesterday did very well. Today, quite a lot of cues. There are a lot of earnings even today, and a lot of companies will react to results that were declared overnight. So Coal India, Bank of Baroda, Tata Steel will react. And key results today, Coal India, Sun Pharma, ITC. And when you're talking about how the morning setup or the morning cues look like, Asian markets largely mixed. Japan has seen a bit of a sell-off, but other Asian markets and GIFT Nifty indicating a mild green start for our own markets.
Plenty of things to keep an eye out for. Vivek, thanks a lot for that. But earnings season continues, earnings reactions, and a lot of stocks in focus as well. Vamakshi is here to list out all of that. Vamakshi, good morning.
Well, good morning, Hormas. Let me first start off with Tata Steel. The company reported EBITDA per ton for the India business, which was in line with estimates. Tata Steel Europe has actually reported the lowest EBITDA per ton loss since Q2 of FY23. The net profit has come in a tad bit lower as compared to expectations, but that is mainly on account of an exceptional item. Bank of Baroda reported NII in line, net profit slightly lower than what we were expecting. NIM at 3.18% dips lower quarter-on-quarter as well as year-on-year. Net NPA, however, was flat at 0.69%. Coal India's margin improved 160 basis points, but the net profit saw an uptick of 4.2%. GET&D India has reported a strong set. Revenue, EBITDA margin as well as net profit is at a multi-quarter high. EBITDA margin has also improved significantly from 7.1% to 19%. JK Lakshmi Cement's margin saw an uptick of 250 basis points. Net profit is more than double to 156 crores. Aster DM's revenue was up nearly 24%, but the margins dipped to 17.9%. But the company has reported a net profit of 5,152 crores as compared to 20 crores, and this is mainly on account of a couple of one-offs, which includes exceptional gain as well as spin-off of its GCC business. Apart from that, keep an eye out on Precall, Fino Payments and IFL Securities. Good set coming in from them. On the other hand, KRBL and Relaxo reported a weak set of numbers. Infosys also on our radar because DGGI claims Infosys has evaded GST of nearly 32,403 crores. They claim that the company received services from overseas branches and had not paid IGST under RCM on input of services. And lastly, watch out for Bharat Forge, and that is because its arm Kalyani Strategic Systems has been granted a defense license from Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, and this is to manufacture various defense products at its Jejuri unit. So keep an eye out on all of these counters.
Keep an eye out on all of these names, particularly Infosys as well. The ADR ending 2.5% lower last night. Vamakshi, thanks a lot for that. Over to Sudarshan now with cues from the FNO space. Sudarshan, good morning. The big question, is today the day?
Morning, Hormas. So, well, it looks like that it will hit today, that Nifty is likely to hit 25,000 today's opening tick. At least that's what GIFT Nifty is indicating. And the reason for today's gap up is seen on the back of positive commentary coming from US Fed. US Fed has kept the interest rates unchanged in this month's policy, but has given enough indication that it would like to cut the rates in the next policy, that is in the month of September. Now, coming to flows in our market, we saw FIs trimming their positions in both cash and futures market. In the cash market, FIs have sold shares of almost rupees 3,500 crore, but it was largely offset by DIs, which bought shares of almost rupees 3,400 crore. In the index futures, we saw FIs selling shares of nearly rupees 1,300 crore, with long exposure being cut by 5,100 contracts, and at the same time have added short contracts of more than 8,200. And after that, long-short ratio remains it's constant around 65%. 0.5% with total net long contracts at around 1.44 lakhs. On the options front, in the call side, most activities were seen in the strikes above 25,000, and on the put side, active strikes were 24,900 and 24,950. Accordingly, resistance for Nifty is now seen somewhere around 25,200, and at the same time support is now seen at 24,850. In these stocks, we have one new entry to the FNO band, that is Granules. Besides that, keep an eye on Maruti and Trent, where fresh longs are seen.
Sudarshan, thanks a lot for that update from the FNO side. We'll keep an eye out on all of these cues.